Alright, hello everybody. Jordan from Cloud Underground here again on another week. I haven't streamed for, I think, about a month now because we had some holidays in there with Thanksgiving in the US and everything. And then I've been rebuilding the radio station, which I will talk a little bit about later. But I did want to get on here today and I'm just going to do a quick Blender stream. I've got something I need to design. I thought it might make a good stream. But first, this video is brought to you by the RPG of Life Incubator from Cloud Underground. Make starting a company as straightforward as playing an RPG with the RPG of Life Incubator from Cloud Underground. Start building your business for free today. Link in the description below. Go get it now. Alright, so let's hop into Blender here. So this is our typical Underground Nexus installation. I do have my key logging turned on so that you can hopefully visualize easily what I'm doing in Blender, like what keys I'm hitting to make things happen and whatnot. So here we have Blender running in Underground Nexus instance, and I'm just going to do a general, and then I'm going to just delete the floor. Okay, and then I am going to start building the object I need. So the object I need a mesh cube. And what I'm making is a fan cover for 120 millimeter fans on a PC case. So I've got this PC case. There's a couple of fan slots that I'm not going to be using, and I don't want air coming in there and like changing the airflow properties or the front fan to just push airflow directly out the top of the case. So I'm going to cover those slots to just kind of improve the airflow in the case and also to keep the internal components cleaner, because I won't have mesh on the top where dust is constantly falling into. So that's what I'm making. Okay, so now that we've got that, I need it to be 116 millimeters, and I don't need it to be a cube actually. And let me just check. I've got a measuring device here, so I just want to make sure that 116 is appropriate and what I want. So sorry, I'm not on screen right now. I'm actually thinking I think 118 would be fine. Yeah. I'm going to go with 118, not 116. Okay. So we can just... Oh, it's going by... Okay, yeah, 118. Okay. And that's all dandy, but Z, I'm probably thinking more like 20. And that might even be a bit bigger than I want. Let's actually go 15 or 14. We don't need these to be super... I don't need them to be as thick as a fan. A typical fan, I think, is 25 millimeters. I'm actually thinking like... Well, let me see what the depth of my screws are, because that will kind of... That can kind of determine what the width is going to be. So the screws I'm using are approximately 10. 10 will be perfect. So let's go with 10. And 118 by 118. So that's the size of the thing I want. So that's looking good there. All right. So now we need to add... Basically, I need holes in the corners for where these are going to be secured onto the case. So, and they're going to be essentially the dimensions of 120 millimeter fans, which is to say, you know, about 118 millimeters wide. I'm not sure that that's exactly what most 120 mil fans are, but something. And then I think the screw spacing is 105 millimeter on these fans. So if I add a mesh cylinder, and I believe I need this cylinder to be like 4.4 millimeters. Let me check. So I've got a screw here, and I got my calipers, and the calipers are saying that the screw is 5 millimeters on the threads. So I think if I do 4.4 millimeters, that will give me enough bite that the threads ought to cut and work and all that sort of thing. So 4.4 I said, right? Which is a radius of 2.2. All right, and depth will make 20. So they're nice and long, go right through this thing. And then I said 105. Let me just check and make sure that is accurate. Yes, 105 millimeters seems to be the accurate spacing for this. So because we're in the middle, we need to go by half of 105 millimeters, which is 52.5 millimeters. So we've got our sphere here, so let's go, I guess in the X or Y, it doesn't even matter, 52.5. And then also in the X, it needs to be the same. Squares are easy to work with. That is one nice thing. So, okay, so now we can copy this. All right, and we'll paste a new one. And we'll just do a Y, and then minus 105. Okay, and then these should be, yep, okay, so that's right. So let me create the other two holes. So this is going to be a fairly straightforward design, I think. So I'm just going to copy those, paste them, and then what I'll do is I will select them and do a GX minus 105. And now we've got the holes in the correct places. So let's just go ahead and we'll cut those real quick. So let's add 4 booleans. And then we are just going to add each cylinder. Cylinder 1, cylinder 2, and cylinder 3. And we'll just apply each. We just want different and exact, so the defaults are all good. And I'm just going to go ahead and hide these. And now we can see what we're, okay, so this is a good start. So the other thing is that I need to make these holes a little bigger at the top. Yeah, or so basically there's an indent in the top of the case that's got to fit into this hole, and that indent is, we'll call it 1 centimeter, so 10 millimeters. So I can do that. And how deep does it go? Is the other big question, I guess. Sorry, I'm off screen. Give me just 1 second. I can figure out the depth that this needs to be. Maybe, if I can get my ruler in here. Okay, I need something else. This. Not that. This. Here we go. So I just need a flat surface so I can do my measurement with my calipers. All right. Looks like 2 millimeters approximately. I'll say 2.4. Okay, so why is that important? Well, this is why I'm going to do this. I am going to Control R will allow us to make a loop cut. So I'm going to make that loop cut. I'm going to put it to the top, and then I'm going to do a GZ minus 2.4, and that gets us exactly where it needs to be. Okay, so we just do the same for each one of these holes. Control R, GZ minus 2.4. I'll give a sec for, there we go, for that to clear. And 2 more times we got to do that. Control R, loop, G, Z minus 2.4. And so now these should all be at 30.68. Let's just check and make sure that that is correct. Yep. Yep, 30.68. One more to do. Control R, GZ minus 2.4. Okay. And then those keen observers out there may have noticed, hold on. You may have noticed, oh, okay, hold on. One thing I'm going to do real quick. So I know from experience that, oh, it didn't do it. Okay. I know from experience that Blender doesn't like, if like this line here was to be ending in between these 2 points, Blender doesn't like that, but it doesn't look like we're doing that anywhere. Good grief. Let me zoom in, hold on. Let me make it so I can zoom in more. Get it a little finer. The more you zoom in Blender, the less it zooms. So you kind of have to be strategic about your starting places. We're moving around just trying to get to where I want it to be so I can... it's being kind of a think. Alright. Okay, so this is what I want to know. If I go like this, and then I select this, is it 1 point? It's asking me to split it, not to merge it, so that's a single point right there. So that's all I wanted to make sure of. And then, yeah, okay, so we got, so here's what I'm going to do. So like I said, I need a, this hole is 4.6 millimeters in diameter, and we want this top bit of the hole to be 10 millimeters in diameter. So what we can do is this. We can, my zoom. That's better. Okay. So I'm going to choose the lasso tool. I'm going to go like this and then do this to select all of these outside points, but then none of the other points, because you have to do this push-pull one plane at a time. And okay, 4.6 to 10 is 4.4, so that's the difference. But we're moving these along the radius, so we actually need to move them by half that amount. So 2.2 millimeters should get us a 10 millimeter wide hole. So, all right, so so minus 2.2 will increase the size. There we go. And then what we can do is do a Control R, loop cut it, go down to, I just drag it down until it stops moving because it hits those other points. And that's fine. And then we can do a push-pull on this loop cut. Another minus 2.2. Minus is what makes it bigger. And there we have it. Now we've got our holes the way we want them to be, with that nice cutout for the indentation where the screw is going to be going. Okay, so I just need to do the same to the rest of these. So if I could just get zoomed in a little bit more. Let me see here. That's too much. Let me go out a little further so I can zoom in more and get a little finer zoom. There we go. That's perfect. Okay. So we select all these points. Selecting is kind of a pain. Push-pull. Minus 2.2. Enter. Okay. Click somewhere to get rid of that. Do another Control R. Go down to the bottom. Push-pull. Minus 2.2. And there we go. That's looking good. Do the same thing here. Obviously, I'm just rinse and repeat until we get all 4 holes done. Okay. Let that go away. Get that again. Perfect. Push pull minus 2.2. Right. Do a control R. Get it down to there. Push pull minus 2.2. And that's that. Okay. One more time. Trying to select these as fast as possible, but it just takes a sec. Push pull minus 2.2. Control R, go into the bottom. Push pull minus 2.2. Now the other way we could have done this, right, is to had another cylinder, done a separate cut at the right height, but I thought we would do it a different way here. So this is more or less all I need here for my fan cover, I think. So the only thing else that I need to do, let's just clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to grab each corner. We'll try and do a Boolean. Let me see here. Or not a Boolean, we'll try and do a bevel. We'll see how it goes. Some of these extra lines and stuff might be messing us up. But if they do, like this one here is almost certainly going to be a problem. In fact, let's just get rid of that now. Okay, because the rest of these all have the single line right in the center, and I don't think that's going to hurt anything. But like this is going to be a problem, so sorry, let me get to a place where I can see the menu, right click, and then we do a dissolve face. That turns those faces into one face. Another thing I'm going to do that may help here, I'm going to make a cut here. Okay, so K to get the cutting tool out. We'll start at that point, go to one of these points. It doesn't really matter which, I don't think. But you need like cuts against these holes, or I don't know, it doesn't like to join these faces sometimes, so I think this will help make the faces more joinable. I'm going to do one more cut across from this guy to this guy, just I think that might help, and then we'll try and dissolve all these faces. So I want, basically my goal is just to get rid of this seam here. And we'll see if it can do it. So far so good. Actually, let's not bother. Let's see what happens when I do the Boolean with this line, if it, or excuse me, not the Boolean, the bevel, if it will cause any problems. I don't think it will. All right, so we do a Control B. I am scrolling the wheel. You can see it on the key capture thing there to increase the number of like sides to the bevel, so we can smooth out the bevel. Right now, you know, it's just doing a 45-degree cut, but then we can add more segments to the bevel and it smooths it out. And I think, you know, something like that would probably be perfect. And here, let's see. See, this is what it did when we had the line versus when we got rid of that line. Much, much cleaner. So I'm actually going to do that. So just, I'm going to Control Z to get these back, and then I'm going to dissolve all these. Oh, it might not let me. See? Maybe I can do it this way. I got a feeling that it's having trouble with it because one way or another we will lose that. So the way that I think we could probably fix this is, rather than having that line be here, I think it wants a cut from you know, one of these lines to the side. Otherwise, this face is continuous all the way around, and I think that kind of messes with Blender for whatever reason. So what we'll do is we will make a cut here, and that can just go to the side. It doesn't matter where it is. And I mean, if I was worried about dimensions, I could actually figure that out too, but who cares? This is just so that Blender will dissolve all these faces, and I think it will now. Okay, so now if I grab this face and this face, yep, they dissolve fine. Dissolve, and we get rid of all of those lines going to the corner, which will clean up those bevels substantially. So doop, doop, oops. Shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click. All right. And hopefully the keylogger does help people that are trying to figure out what I'm doing in these streams, assuming there are people. I'm thinking this is looking pretty good right now. So let's go ahead and do our bevel. I'm thinking like maybe that. I should have done this because then I could see better. Like, what am I doing? But I'm pretty happy with that. I think that looks good. So this should allow me to close up these vents. Yeah, not much else to say about this. A super simple, easy print to design, and hopefully it ought to print really easy. You know, the other thing I can do, let me build a camphor into this, because that makes 3D printing these things a lot nicer. Well, I'll try. I'll see how it goes. There's a lot of weird lines going on that might mess with this, as you know, I just kind of demonstrated. Having extraneous lines does not help with these bevels. Okay, I think we do Alt-Shift will let us... Control-Shift? Ah, it's Control-Shift. So if I press Control-Shift, what it will do is it'll try to grab all of the... So rather than having to grab these little lines one at a time, it'll grab all of them, although it doesn't always work perfectly like that. Like, why is it doing that? Here, let me do this. So we're going to go into point mode. We're going to select all, and we're going to press F3, and we're going to look for recalc, and we're going to recalculate. Oh wait, that's actually not what I do want to do that, but first, let's do a right click over here where I can actually show you what I'm doing, and we're going to click merge vertices, and by distance, dang it, and we couldn't see. Right here, it shows you how many vertices it removed. I'm not sure if it removed any, honestly. But at any rate, should be happier now. The other thing that we're going to do, again, object, let's do Control A. Well, we're in object mode and this object is selected, and we'll do a scale transform. I didn't mess with rotation, so I don't see a reason to mess with that. Object, and then let's go to edit. I'm going to go to faces again, and now I'm going to do the F3 recalculate outside. And I think that, we'll see. Let's see if that makes these line selection things work a little better. Nope, I have to select them one at a time. That's wonderful. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. It's doing weird crap. Maybe I can do that. Yeah, there we go. Why is it doing this? It's doing really weird. Normally Control A, like, let's see if it works up here. This model just done too much weird. it's got too many weird lines going too many different directions, I guess. So I'll do this. I'm just going to lasso all of them. That'll be faster. Let me make sure. I'm clearing my selection because I'm not sure what I had selected before. I might have stuff I don't want selected. Oops. The lasso select tool is very helpful, I think. And it seems to only select the lines that you totally enclose in the tool. So like, you know, all these lines, because I'm not totally capturing them with the tool, it doesn't select them. Only the small ones that I totally get, like this one that I don't want. Let's go and just make sure that that looks good now. All the way around. And let's try this camphor. See if it works. So let's do a control. Oh, before, did I see? No, we're good. I'm just making sure there's nothing selected I don't want. Okay, try it again. So control B. And it looks like it's working. We actually just want a camphor though. So this is all we want, is just the 45-degree angle. And I am actually going to control Z it. Okay, I'm going to control B to redo it. And then I'm going to click 0.4 and see what that does. So that's just a camphor for the first couple of layers, and it makes it so you don't need elephant foot compensation really. And then would also need to do all of that for probably these holes too. So, I mean, we could do that real quick. So let's just do our selection tool, grab all of these. I'm having just a little trouble seeing the contrast there, but okay, I think that's good. So we do control B and then 0.4, and there's our nice little camphor on that. And it looks like it even dealt with these lines okay, so that's good. So we just need, we would need to do that on all these. One thing I'm going to do real quick is grab this guy and just move it further away. Go away. Because that will make sure that we're not, you know, interfering with, this point's not interfering with our bevel. Go back to the line selection tool. Select all the outside lines. Control B, 0.4. Got a nice camphor. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's good. Again, I'm just going to move this point out so it's away. Control B, 0.4. And I think we got one more to do over here. This guy. Somehow I didn't get those two edges, but that's okay. Just do a shift grab and control B, 0.4. Okay, hold on. So we're having some issues here. First of all, let me do this. That should be fine. Let me do this. Let's make a little cut here. And we'll just go over this guy. Okay. And now, let me see if I can merge all three of these. Dissolve, I mean. Nope. It doesn't like that. Okay. I want these dissolved. Okay, it allowed me to do that. So I think it'll work now. Line. Grab all the lines. Control B, 0.4. That looks perfect. Well, it's not. This kind of got in the way and messed things up still, but whatever. I probably had similar issues with some of these other lines, although that one looks perfect, so I don't know what the problem is with this other one. If I wanted to fix that, I guess what maybe I would try to do is this. Make a cut from here to here. And then I could just making all kinds of weird cuts. Dissolve these. Oh, it won't. Why? It doesn't like holes floating. It likes them to have some sort of cut to the outside. Make sure there's not two holes here. 2 points, I mean. No, it's asking to split, so it's one. All right, well, I'm not going to fret about it too much. You know, it kind of is what it is. If you can let things like this go, it's usually better for your mental health than trying to figure out how to make them work. Control B, 0.4. Although it is really bothering me that it's doing this, and I'd like to figure out how to stop it from doing that. Maybe what I could do is dissolve this, dissolve this. I can't dissolve these, that's right, we already have gone over this. Problem is that guy right there. I don't know, I'm just gonna go with it. It really is not messing. I still have a very nice camphor on everything with this, and the 3D printer would not even, you know, be able to kind of resolve that. It's too small. So we're just gonna call it good. And this is exactly what I need. It should do what I need it to do. I'm going to go ahead and go to object mode. You know, it looks good. It's got these nice chamfers on the bottom. I don't even need elephant foot compensation. Looks good up top. So I'm just going to save this now. File, save. This is 120 millimeter fan cover. Save it. And then the other thing I'll do is I will export it as an STL. And now we're good. So that's it. We designed that fan cover fairly easy and straightforward. You know, the last 10 minutes I was just messing with that camphor, really. So the rest of the design was fairly quick and straightforward, but I needed it, so I figured I'd go ahead and make a stream out of it. I did want to say that I did spend a good amount of time the last couple of weeks and got the radio station working here. So this is our live radio station on YouTube. To find it, go to YouTube, search Cloud Underground, and you should find it in the live section if it's not on our main page. But yeah, it's got all the same music that it had before. I added a little bit, and we've actually got it running in Zero Trust Cockpit now, which if you are more interested in the Zero Trust Cockpit, you just need to check out the Cloud Jitsu course because you can learn all about it, which, anyway, I think is, if I go to Academy Experience, yeah, here it is. So the Cloud Jitsu course is where you can learn about the Zero Trust cockpit, if you are interested in that. And of course, you should join the RPG of Life Incubator. So let me turn the music back off. So thanks everybody for joining this stream today. Oh yeah, I was gonna note, this is normally where I start playing Terraria, for those who have seen this stream before, but I accidentally deleted the Terraria server the other day. So I'm gonna have to rebuild the Terraria server before I can play any more Terraria. I may get another stream in here before the end of the year, at most 2 streams, but probably just 1 before the end of the year. I don't know if I'll get one before Christmas, but anyway, so there probably won't be a ton of content coming out for me, but if you find this content, you're interested in me covering something, especially Blender related or something related to our software stack, get in some comments and let us know. So yeah, thanks for tuning in to support me in future streams. You should join the RPG of Life Incubator, found right down here, boom, on our website. It's also going to be in the comments or in the description of this video. So go join the RPG of Life Incubator today. Make starting a company as straightforward as playing an RPG with the RPG of Life Incubator. Start building your business for free today. Link in the description. Like I said, go get it now. The other thing you can do if you want to support me is we are selling these Raspberry Pi cases, and we actually just got the single Pi version released. So this is super cool. This case only holds 1 Raspberry Pi, but it has some of the best cooling that you will find for Raspberry Pis. I should say both of these cases are designed for Raspberry Pi 4s. So if you have a 5, I don't think it's going to work with these current cases. I'll have to configure that. And then you probably can't really get away with a Raspberry Pi 3 or 2 or any of the earlier models either. These cases are really designed for the Raspberry Pi 4, which it is made clear in this title here. But yeah, so check out that. That's a single Pi case, and we have the dual Pi clusters where these hold 2 Raspberry Pis, and they're both really good. The dual Pi case is better if you have 2 Pis that you're needing to house and you want a single case with a single fan. The single Pi case is better if you want a super high performance Pi with basically the best cooling you're going to be able to get onto a Raspberry Pi. It's certainly the best cooling I've tested. I haven't tested every single solution for a Raspberry Pi though, but I've tested quite a few of them, and our single Pi case outperforms any of the ones I've looked at. So yeah, if you need that, check them out. They're kind of expensive, but they are made to order. They are made with high quality components, and they're made from recycled plastic for the main case body, which is kind of cool. All right, that's it for me. Thanks again for joining in. Go get the RPG of Life Incubator. We'll see you next time. Bye.